Hi, Jess. It's time again. We're going to Stratford.
Yay! Shakespeare.
All right. Now, Aaron, I have a question for you. Who's driving?
Andy is driving. The world is not as it should be, but Andy is a powerful woman who can drive herself if she wants to. She just doesn't usually.
But somebody has to grade those papers.
One last stack of American Lit essays. I can do this. 17 tests to go, then I'm all done for the school year.
You got it.
So hopefully get those done before we reach the border.
Now, before we start any Canadian excursion, the first thing we have to do is stop for Tim Hortons.
Because that's Canada fuel.
So we have done that, and now we're ready to go. Yay!
Yay!
And here we are.
Yay!
We are in the park just outside of the Festival Theater, and it's pretty nice. It's a really nice day out.
Beautiful.
Last time it was super duper hot because it was more towards July, but now it's just nice and warm with just a nice breeze. So we just had sort of a late dinner lunch thing, and now we're gonna hang out in the park and read some books.
Andy's excited to see the Festival Theater. She hasn't seen a show there last year. Both of our shows were at the Avon, which is a very nice theater, but it's smaller and a little older.
So this will be a little bit different experience than last time, which is nice.
And we got really good seats too, because there's a special program called For All Time for young people, for I don't know, 18 to 26 or something like that, or
Maybe it was 29.
29,
I don't know.
something like that, for young people to get better seats for cheaper, because they're trying to hook us while we're young so that we'll come forever, which we were going to come forever anyways. But we were like, yes, we will take your better, cheaper seats.
Yep. So if you're thinking about coming, definitely check that out. And as you can see, maybe, I don't know if you can read these, but we have our cool Shakespeare t-shirts on. Aaron says, "Beware the Ides of March," from Julius Caesar, and mine says, "Though she be but little, she is fierce," from Midsummer Night's Dream.
Andy relates to that one on a spiritual level.
Yeah, I do.
This year we're seeing Merry Wives of Windsor and Othello.
Should be good.
I just got little light reading here.
Just a little bit.
Complete works of William Shakespeare. I'm not reading the whole thing. I'm just reading Merry Wives because I haven't read that one before.
Yep. So we're gonna get to our reading, and
What are you reading, Andy?
Oh, I am reading Aragon. I keep meaning to go back and read the series again, and it took me so long to read through it last time, but I definitely didn't read it all the way through because it took so long. And I mean, the cool thing was that we were reading it when they were coming out, which was fun, but now I get to read them all the way through, and I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to try. So I'm excited to get into that. So we're going to get reading. Check in later. So how was the show?
Oh, I loved it. It was really funny. It was fun because it's one neither of us had seen before. I knew just a little bit about it, but the jokes and the humor and the hijinks were all new to us, and it's a comedy, so it was very, very funny and ridiculous, and it was really fun. We enjoyed it a lot.
There were people walking by.
Didn't want them to think we were weirdos.
Yeah, it was really, really fun, and part of the funness of this show was just all the creative decisions that they made with the staging and the characters. Some of them had very funny personalities and affectations that were just kind of made up, and just a lot of really funny hijinks that went on.
The physical humor and just the funny little things they add is often what makes Shakespeare plays so fun. You never know what you're going to get.
So where are we going?
We're going to go see if we can find an Irish pub we saw last time we were here and get some drinks and some food. Should be fun.
Should be fun.
You know, wherever you go around the world, you'll find an Irish pub.
You will. So we're going to go and have some drinks and chat, and we'll be back in the morning. Here we are again.
Canada Fuel Part 2.
This is a tragedy. Well, we've seen Othello, and it was sad.
It was very sad, very intense.
Yeah, high emotions. The definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
We had to find a more secluded spot.
Yeah, we're noisy teenagers. Darn kids. So yeah, Othello was very intense, very sad, but it was good. They did it very well done, of course, as everything always is here. But yeah, it's kind of it deals with racism and with misogyny, and the tragic results of that, and of miscommunication and lack of trust. So yeah, a lot of really powerful stuff.
The set was so cool. I really liked it. It was just pretty simple. There was like walls made of sort of like a screen scrim sort of material, and then they projected sometimes buildings, but sometimes just clouds or shapes that kind of set the mood, and they used that a lot. It was really, really cool. It had the whole thing had kind of a really sinister, creepy vibe, I guess, to go with Iago's sinister intentions.
It's all kind of modern and military, but very kind of cut down to the basics too, and kind of sinister.
Yeah, it was kind of set present day, but they were in the military because the characters are soldiers, and there was a lot of camo and boots, and yeah, it just felt very contemporary, and like this was really happening in our time, because as one of the notes in the program said, like, this is very much like our time. I was just really fascinated by this show. There was just so much going on, and just all the different motives and different emotions, and just the playing off of different people and who do you trust, and yeah. There's something interesting in Shakespeare, in a lot of Shakespeare plays, that I find really fascinating, which is that in the comedies, men listen to their women a lot more, and things turn out much better.
Right.
Obviously, because it's a comedy. But in the tragedies, when everything goes wrong, is when typically the men don't listen to the women as much. And there's two very good women in this show, Emilia and Desdemona, that have pure intentions and that are telling the truth and should be listened to, but they aren't. And spoiler alert, it doesn't end well.
Well, and what's cool about the two we saw was Merry Wives of Windsor is about, as the program said, men behaving badly and remarkable women standing up to them. And because, the men act like idiots, and one of the men is insanely jealous of his wife for no reason, but in the end listens to her, everything turns out fine, and they're able to laugh it off. But, it's kind of basically the same setting for this story. Like, one husband is insanely jealous of his wife for no reason. And they aren't able to laugh it off because he murders her because he doesn't listen to her. And the program tied them together well. They fit very well together. They're about the same thing, essentially, just, do you listen and trust people or not? Do you trust your wife? Do you give the wives some more agency? And that makes all the difference in the world. Yeah,
so I'm really happy that we saw these two shows, because I didn't really know either of them very well. So that was really good.
Yes, that was just happenstance. We didn't know, but I mean, they put them in the season because they go well together.
And it was gonna be good. It's Stratford.
No matter what, it would have been good.
Yay, Shakespeare!
Yay, Shakespeare!
So we highly recommend the Stratford Festival in general. It's fun.
One of our favorite places.
Yay! So, I guess we're gonna go home now.
5-hour drive, here we come. Plenty of time to cheer ourselves up after that emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, no kidding. So, we love you so much, and
we will see you on Monday.